This is the box plus one. Very good. It's a passive defensive zone coverage setup, so it's very safe. But at the same time, like I said before, there's some modifications that you can make to make it a little bit more aggressive. So let's go ahead and pull up the rink, and I'll show you what we've got set up here. The X's are the opposing team, so those are the players on offense right now, and obviously the circles are our own team. And different teams have different setups. I basically just put one man in the corner here, another forward here on the boards, and then we've got our two defensemen and one guy in front of the net. Now, some teams will maybe move this guy over in front of the net, try to get more people in front of the net. Sometimes they'll move him down behind the net. Just depending on the team, this setup will probably be something similar to this, but may or may not be a little bit different. So it doesn't matter. We'll still set up the same way. That's part of one of the good things about this system is there isn't too much read and react. It's just you go to your position setup and the system works by itself. So what we're going to do here is the closest player to the puck will attack. That's where we've got our right defenseman. So right defenseman will go out and pressure the puck carrier. Centerman will set up on the strong side corner of the box. Okay, so he's the one that's the centerman's position isn't always the same. I'll show you how this works. But if the puck is in the corner, centerman's going to be on the strong side post, supporting the attacking player. Okay, so supporting in this scenario his right defenseman. Left defenseman will be on the far post. Okay, and that's his general position. So he goes there, sets up, and then he doesn't just stand there. He goes there, sets up, and then looks and see if there are any opposing players around. So in this case, he'd set up here, and then most likely he'd probably be wanting to pick up on this guy so that we don't have a guy standing in front of the net by himself. Left winger, same kind of thing as the left defenseman. So that weak side winger, he sets up on the weak side. I call it the high post just because it's roughly in line with the post, but higher up in the slot. So left wing's on the weak side high post, and he's doing the same thing. That's his general setup, but at the same time, he's got his head on a swivel, making sure that maybe this defenseman doesn't sneak in behind him or try to penetrate through the middle of your box. Or if they've got a second forward over here, obviously he's going to want to make sure he picks up that guy. So set up on the weak side high post, but at the same time, head on a swivel, picking up any additional players that may be lurking around there. And then the right winger is on the strong side high post. And it's basically kind of the same thing. He's there, but then he's making sure that nobody's penetrating the box. He's also probably anticipating a possible pass out to the point, and that's basically his job. So with the box plus one, as you can see, you're never ever going to be outmanned in front of the net. It's physically impossible. As long as they have one player with the puck, then it's impossible for them to have more than 4 players in front of the net. So you're never going to be outmanned in front of the net, which is part of the reason why it's so effective. And but it's, like I said before, it is a little bit passive. So that is the basic setup. Now let's say that the puck gets shot around and now it's in this corner. I'm not going to draw all the other teams' movements. I'm just going to assume that one of their players, probably this guy in this case, is going to go get the puck. So what we're going to do here is puck comes into this corner. Now it's just a simple shift. Left defenseman comes down to play the puck. Centerman comes across. Like I said before, he plays he's the moving corner of the box. So the centerman is always going to be on the strong side corner of the box. So he slides over to take the strong post in this case, and the right defenseman comes over to the rear post, or weak side post. And that's the basic shift there. So if it goes corner to corner, the only 3 players that move are the 2 defensemen and the centerman. Then let's say it comes up to the point. Okay, then this shift is still simple. The player on this closest corner of the box is going to go out and attack, and depending on whether or not the opposing player has good control of the puck, it'll either be aggressive or contain, or attack or contain. And then the centerman slides up. He's always on the strong side corner of the box, and the left defenseman retreats back to the front of the net. So you've always got your box in front of the net, and then you've got your +1, and that is the box +1. In later videos, I'm going to show you how this can convert into a breakout.
I thought this was pretty awesome. Coach Matthew actually found a video of the box +1 being used at the highest level. This is Team Canada in red versus Team USA, who is white and blue. Team Canada is on defense in the defensive zone using what is basically a box +1. So first of all, number 44 is on the puck. That's the strong side, right? Where the puck is, that's the strong side. Team USA is going to pass it over to the weak side. Now you can see that there's not 4 players in front. The Team Canada winger got a little bit out of position, but they very quickly fixed that. So you watch this play here. And here, you're going to get the Team Canada winger to come back in. You're going to get this winger to cheat over to the strong side when the puck goes over there. Because once the puck switches over, you can cheat a little bit to the strong side. So that's what ends up happening. So the puck does go over to the other side of the rink. Now look at that. So right away, this defenseman who was down low is going to get the puck because he's the closest one to the puck. He gets the puck. The center that was over here, number 44, is going to immediately fill that gap in and go in front of the net. Okay? The winger's back in the play, and they're going to make this box, which is really beautiful. So now number 8 is on the puck. Number 44 over here, who was in the corner, is in front of the net, filling the gap in. Notice how we always have 2 players right in front of the net. We've got 2 players kind of in the high slot right there. And what shape do we have basically here? It's a nice little box, right? A few things that I want you to focus on. Team Canada, as we watch this here, really cool stuff. So first off, number 77, his stick position. What is he doing with his stick? He's got a stick out there, and he's blocking passing lanes. So he's going to make it very difficult for Team USA to get a pass through the middle by doing that. You notice that both of our defensemen down here, one of them's a center because he filled the gap in, defenseman, they've got those posts covered. You've got this person, this player, the defenseman, now on the puck. And that leaves this guy right here. And you notice how his position is somewhat open? By being open like that, he can support the person on the puck, or he can very quickly go to the point if the puck goes over there. And that way he's actually serving 2 uses there. So again, the most important thing with the box, and again, the player in the middle blocking that pass to number 3. And you see this, it's just really poetry. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got a nice box. You've got them spread out. Everybody is kind of covered. Number 44 on this player here. This guy's here. That one there. And you see the key thing is Team Canada, each defender has their body between themselves, between the Team USA player and the net. Notice how this player can't get to the net. This one's not on the net. This one covered. So really pretty. And then Team USA tries to make a little play here. Canada has a nice stick on it. They steal the puck, and they get out. Just a very good example of what a box plus one can do. And I just want to show it to you, and I know Coach Matthew and Coach Kobe did as well, that it's being used at the highest level. If it's done well, very, very effective.